Let's talk in depth about rocket racing. Over the course of my recent videos, I've poked at and made fun of this mode being dead a few times without actually going into detail about it, but I wanted to make a full video talking about rocket racing because when it tragically passed away last year, it brought up a whole quiz night's worth of questions about my card collecting hobby and Fortnite's own cosmetic ecosystem.
How will this affect the Fortnite item shop?
Let's get up to speed on what's happening now.
Yeah.
Rocket racing was birthed in December 2023 near the beginning of Chapter 5. It stopped getting major updates in October 2024, not even a year after release. I mean, it still lived longer than Concord. That's something anyone can say about themselves. Now it's pretty common to see the mode only getting like a couple thousand players at most. That's worse than some other abandoned modes, like Team Rumble and Party Royale, let alone Save the World. Hell, I've even seen it get triple digits on several occasions as of late.
Yeah, that seems about right.
The mode also does have challenges where you can get free stuff, but that doesn't get any attention these days. Then there's the Twitter account for Rocket Racing. That shit is deader than Blockbuster. All you see now are technical status updates. Meanwhile, Festival and Lego are still kicking around. Those little shits are still getting major updates and everything. So, what went wrong with Rocket Racing?
Fuck this shit! Came in this fucking room and everything went fucking bad. Fuck this shit, man.
First, let's talk about incentive. Take a look at Festival and Lego. They both got mini passes they can flex. Festival had theirs at launch, Lego got invited to the club a few months later, and Rocket Racing never had one. With no mini pass means no incentive to play. Like, what the fuck am I wasting my time here for? Now, there was a Rocket Racing pass that was leaked at one point when the mode was not dead, but there's no way that's ever coming out now.
I am altering the deal. Pray I don't alter it any further.
Then there's the variety of game modes, or lack thereof. You got standard racing, as well as time trials which are added a couple months later. Or you can call them speed ones if you're a psychopath. Also, standard racing was competitive only for the longest time, like they added in casual mode half a year later. I'll tell you why that was a bad idea. But next, let's talk about the actual gameplay. I can't say Rocket Racing is the most boring racing game out there because it does try something different with how you can go so fast. It's like playing the boot Sonic games and how you can just jump and roll anywhere in midair to Spider-Man all around the track. This formula gave you a lot of freedom of movement, but it also came with its whole shocker box of problems.
Bloody stupid game.
Physics tended to be all over the place. One wrong move and just sheer dumb luck would just get you sent to purgatory. I'm not totally sure to what extent this could have been fixed since it kind of comes with the territory of a game as fast-paced as this. I mean, think about it. What would happen if you hit a wall going this fast? Then there's the track design. Because you have so much freedom to fly practically everywhere, it makes most track designs really easy to break. Like, you can't design a conventional track for this game because you just fly over everything. Instead, you gotta make everything airtight as all hell, because if there are any small gaps or exploits, people will try to break them. I mean, look at these world records. Just look at this shit. Designing a track, it actually imposes more limits on your creativity than you might expect. Can I create a Mario Kart track? Well, yes, but actually no. Then in terms of handling, pretty much every turn you take just involves using your handbrake to Tokyo drift the corner. It just feels cheap and your actual brakes always never get any use. I thought Need for Speed's brake to drift was bad. Then there's competitive being the only mode at launch, which I mentioned earlier. This made the game super sweaty, like you're in Death Valley. Now, I was actually really good at the game, so it didn't affect me much, but other people's mileages would have varied.
I had your job. I was good at it.
Rocket Racing's innovations were cool, but they hammered the gameplay just as much as they distinguished it, between the wonky physics and shit and the limitations that effectively imposed on the track design, they probably could have done more like what some other racing games have done. You look at Need for Speed Unbound, which rewards drifting and grip turning equally in different ways and encourages use of both strategies and building cars for either. Mario Kart has Stuff, which I can talk about later. Many other racing games feature different playable cars with varying handling characteristics, you know, like on-road, off-road, bouncy shit. But that wouldn't be possible to implement in Rocket Racing due to how customizable cars work. Like, we don't want to make this game pay to win now, do we? All that said, Rocket Racing's gameplay was a unique proof of concept. Not many other racing games allow you to just Sonic, Boost, and Spider-Man everywhere like this. Emphasis on proof of concept because it didn't actually have a lot of juice to it and could get pretty boring quickly after a while. Now, Epic did also release UEFN tools for Rocket Racing after some time after it came out, which allowed people to create their own racetracks. Yet another reason why you can't trust dipshits with anything that allows them to spray dicks on a brick wall.
What the fuck is this piece of shit?
Rocket Racing didn't have a lot of juice to it, but maybe it could have, so how could it have been saved? First, I want to give a quick shout out to Starwise's video on how Rocket Racing could have been revived, because she came up with some cool ideas I'll obviously bring up here, just trying not to turn into an echo chamber. That said, that video was made back when Rocket Racing was actually relatively alive, and she did make a follow-up video after those updates stopped, so make of that what you will.
Let's go, in and out, 20 minutes adventure. They're on our tail! Morty, 5C turns!
As I mentioned earlier, Mario Kart has items that spiced up the gameplay, such as weapons, boosts, and other weird junk. Stuff like this could have gone a long way to make Rocket Racing's gameplay more fun. Even more so, these items could have been based on Fortnite itself, such as boogie bombs, shield potions, and stuff. Maybe even the car mods from Rex Season, just so long as they're not in ranked. What about more game modes, like in Asphalt? Stuff like Elimination, where the last place is eliminated every so often until only first place is left. Maybe a Monster Trucks mode where everyone has off-road tires to effectively make the Monster Trucks as the car equivalent of steroids. And playing into those car mods, Team Battle Mode, where each car has a turret and you have a passenger who operates the turret to attack the other drivers, and you two swap teams from time to time. What about a Grand Prix mode? Just like in Mario Kart, you'd race through a selection of 4 different tracks, and those who accumulate the most points from actually winning would win at the Grand Prix. You could even put this into ranked. And there's also the Rocket Pass in Rocket League. They could have made that progressible in Fortnite through XP earned in Rocket Racing. And given just how unbelievably monotonous leveling up in Rocket League is, it would have given the pass more aura to people who don't play Rocket League. But now with Fortnite allowing you to gain XP for any pass by playing any mode, this probably would have broken reality nowadays. All of this and Rocket Racing could have been thriving. But this is no fairy tale world. So, what happened? Well, long story short, Rocket Racing was never given the proper resources to actually be good. Okay, actual long story. This mode was developed and maintained entirely by Psyonix, the developers of Rocket League. Duh. Compared to Epic themselves, and even Harmonix, who develops Festival, Psyonix is a much smaller team with less resources and less flexibility, since, you know, they're already busy updating Rocket League to change up the stadium's trinkets every few months. Also, I know LEGO doesn't get updates often either, but that's a fully fledged Minecraft clone. That is way deeper gameplay to make up for that. So, how much effort do you think Psyonix was actually able to put into Rocket Racing? Between being busy with Rocket League's updates, being engineer-sized compared to Epic, and not being able to update Rocket Racing quickly enough? I will now read you this article that got posted on October 2024. Look, you can see the date right there. Learn what's new in Rocket Racing V31.40 from the Fortnite team. The checkered flag waves, bringing an end to the ranked period that Began with Inferno Island, blah blah blah, with a bunch of bullshit. Rank reset, but you know how this works. Your rank gets reset, new season, all that stuff, whatever. Question on the commute. May your fashion never drift. What? Like Tokyo drift. During this rank period, compete fuck, I can't read properly. Weekly quest. We said you didn't want your fashion to drift, but we never said we didn't want it to fade. What? Fade from Fortnite. That one skin from Chapter 2, Season 3. For completing 6 week 1 quests, you will unlock the Mystic Fade boost. Honestly, fuck, I can't talk probably. Why am I laughing so much about this? Look, more paint colors. Oh, unlock jam tracks. No way, you actually able to unlock jam tracks in this mode. That's unbelievable. Fucking unbelievable. Okay, rank quest. It's your time to shine. Starry Boots. Like Ristar. That one game from Sonic Team back in the 90s. Oh, purple. I could have gotten this if Rocket Racing was getting updated still. That's just more trails. Speedrun time trials quest. If you've been practicing your runs on Outpost Jackweb, Seaside Farms, Cliff Runner 2. You're in luck! What, this is St. Patrick's Day, is it? Unlock the semi-speed wheels. What, not super speed wheels? Why is it semi-speed? Why not supersonic speed? New speedrun time trials quest. Cybernetic wheels. Are they... My vision is augmented. Nightmare quests. 4 nightmares has flown into rocket racing. Has it really? And even though it brings frightful quests like finishing laps without hitting hazards, that sounds scary indeed. Depends on what track you're playing. Is this really frightful? Did you see what this update actually looks like? More news, themed updates. V31.40 brings the theme back to the starting line as we say goodbye to Inferno Island and themed updates. Future updates will be taking new raids with refreshed rank periods. No one talks about this anymore. Renewed quests and additional cars you can take to the track. They've at least been faithful to this so far. New tracks from creators are releasing every day, so races always have a different place to drift, flip, and fly. There's no end to the starting lines you can discover. Oh, we're discovering shit, alright? Have you taken a look at that shit? Or if you're curious about UEFN to the ones you can create. Right. Have you seen the shit those guys have been making? Speedrun leaderboard reset. Alongside the rank reset, speedrun leaderboard has also been reset. So the speedrun record will conquer the time trials quest. So yeah, they're trying to hide. They're trying to hide their despair, but yeah, this was the update that killed any future for Rocket Racing. Yeah, this destroyed. They're trying to put a positive spin on it, like they're trying to stay positive, are they? Like, yeah, you get it. But no, the seasons are dead. This mode is dead now. God damn it. That's everything, I guess.
I've got morons on my team!
So, what's next? What if I want to be completely honest? Probably nothing. Well, first off, the Twitter account is a zombie now. A walking corpse with flies going in and out of its mouth. The only things they tweet now are status and downtime updates for a mode that gets less players than Party Royale of all things. And they haven't tweeted or retweeted anything about all the massive car collabs that have happened since. And there's all the free stuff. Before Inferno Island ended, you could earn new wheels, boosts, trails, hell even jam tracks by doing weeklies, ranked milestones, and speedrun challenges. Today it looks like they're still giving out stuff in ranked, which has since been bunched in with the normal competitive quests, but weekly and speedrun rewards have since kissed their asses goodbye. The mode is almost never promoted in any Fortnite's newer Motiverse promotion material, which usually feature Festival, Lego, and the other new modes that they birthed, those being Ballistic and Brick Life. I mean, you'll see it in the corner there, but it's not gonna get a spotlight anymore. And this is probably the most telltale sign here. You remember that roadmap that leaked last year? The one that foretold Fortnite's future a year in advance? According to that fortune teller of a roadmap, Rocket Racing was originally planned to get a Season 3 that looks like this. Fast forward to Rocket League Season 18. It's almost as if Psyonix went and savaged Rocket Racing's decaying corpse to stitch everything together onto its own game.
That's what she said.
Now what about the car cosmetics? Rocket Racing was a big pitch for them to be introduced to the game, and now what's next for them in their role in the Fortnite economy? Most people would assume that Epic would have wound down on new car cosmetics after like what happened when they tried to sell Lego kits in the shop. But that hasn't been entirely the case. After Rocket Racing was discontinued, Epic went on a collab world tour. For several months straight, every new car we got was either from real life, like the McLaren Senna and the Porsche 911, or taken directly from pop culture, like the Incredible from The Incredibles, and the Quattro Turbo R from Cyberpunk 2077. That was our first Game Legends series car. Now Epic has leaned back into adding original cars from Rocket League again as of late, and I won't lie, it's been rough. The first of these cars to be added in after that fateful day was the Komodo. I didn't see a single tweet from Fortnite socials about this thing being the shop. That should say everything about how little Epic cared about adding in this car. Most people's appeal for original car cosmetics at this time was at an all-time low. But then along came the Nimbus a few weeks later, and unlike the Komodo, Epic actually cared. They actually put effort into this edition and collabed with multiple brands in time to give the car some unique animated decals. This, in addition to the extra customization the car has, made it significantly more interesting of a buy. Either way though, the surge in collab cars is sure to continue. There's still many more from real life coming to this game. Now to my personal thoughts. I obviously used to try and collect every car body that appeared in the item shop. It was a burden keeping up with all of them, but I did it because I wanted to express my and other people's passions for them. As you can see with the Every Car Reviewed series I've been doing. But when Rocket Racing died, it was like when Scrat from Ice Age accidentally cracked the ice, shoving his little acorn into that glacier. And when the Komodo was added in with no value or fanfare, that was the glacier bursting in the second movie. You know how it floods the whole valley and everything. I refused to buy the Komodo. I had no reason to care about it anymore. I was worried that Rocket League original cars had no purpose in the game anymore, so I was glad to see the Nimbus getting some care and attention was added. Kinda reignited my faith in Rocket League originals in a way. I still don't plan on collecting any new original cars that come out from this point anytime soon, unless something massive changes, but I still care passionately about the collab and real life cars. I still want to collect those. But that leads back into my question I asked earlier. What's next for the car cosmetics and their role in the Fortnite economy? I feel like after Rocket Racing got put in the evidence room, the car cosmetics have been left in something of a limbo compared to some of the other new cosmetic types. Right now, Battle Royale is the only major mode where they still have a significant role. Epic is seriously pushing for new cars that appeal to more than just Rocket League's own player base, but you haven't actually been taking notes from the fear of evolution. I mean, just look at the instruments. They got made usable as backblings and pickaxes not too long ago, which in combination with festivals still getting major updates and them already being usable in emotes, has made them a lot more appealing as cosmetics to buy. Car cosmetics still get a lot of use in Battle Royale, as Whiplash and ATVs are still prominent on the map, and they're still essential for long distance rotating and transportation, but they're completely unusable in all of the other modes, and it's hard to justify how expensive some of them are if you don't play Rocket League.
What's this now?
Now, it's not like Epic has done nothing. Chapter 6 Season 2 made trails usable in Battle Royale, which is good, because they were completely irrelevant without Rocket Racing until then. There was also a leak about the cars being poured into Lego. I'm not sure how that'll work exactly, but it's not without precedent. Many years ago, Forza Horizon 4 had a Lego themed expansion where several cars were remade in Lego form, so it's logical to assume Epic might try the same thing. Also, this exists. Still gotta get around to it at some point. But either way, I think there's a lot more Epic could do to make the car cosmetics more appealing, and I do have some ideas.
What I want to know is where's the caveman?
First, we could make them usable as back blings. The way this would work is essentially a remake of the Diesel backpack, if you remember that thing. But it can be customized by selecting one of your car presets to replace it, so you basically have your car on your back. Wheels, decals and all. Then we could make them usable in emotes. There are already several emotes in the game that involve riding on a vehicle of some sort, like little octane flames, little supercar, little car, no bounce, and more. I love how all these emotes are called Lil. They still Lil. What?
My ass!
Did a rapper name all these things? So why not update them to support your car cosmetics via some sort of added style? Also, why not implement the ability to change engine sounds independent from what car you're using? You can already do that in Rocket League. I think implementing these ideas could give car cosmetics a lot more value than they have now, and other people might have other ideas for them that I haven't thought of. Now here's the kicker I didn't mention earlier. It's been leaked that Epic is working on 2 different vehicle-based game modes separate from Rocket Racing as of late. The first one was leaked in November of last year and was codenamed Vehicle Royale. It's supposed to be a duos game mode where one teammate drives and the other controls the weapons to win using the power of friendship. I literally suggested this earlier in the video. It actually sounds a lot like Mario Kart Double Dash now that I think about it. It's also supposed to feature all the vehicle mods from Chapter 5 Season 3. I literally mentioned this too. Including some new ones such as a laser and a rocket launcher. The second mode is codenamed RL. Info on this one is currently scarcer than Quabblecop AI's fan base, but trust me when I say this is a separate mode from Rocket Racing and Vehicle Royale, and judging by the RL codename, we're probably looking at Rocket League's Buddy Pine here. At the end of all of this, it's a bit hard to tell what Epic has in store for us after Rocket Racing, but clearly they aren't done pushing car cosmetics further into Fortnite's economy. Gotta get them deep in there.
Get that motherfucker!
When these modes come out and if they're actually good, I think we got a bright future ahead for car cosmetics after the dark age that began with late Chapter 5.